Hashem, Yahushai, double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS rule world, Shalom to the hopeful elect. I saw this and it made me think of a couple of scriptures, and first I'm gonna get Matthew 24:22. And except those days be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Now, this is what people, well, they didn't used to look like this, but this was physiques before steroids existed. People could work out and get a natural physique like this. Now you see all these Instagram influencers and all these muscle bound people, and you don't even know who's on steroids. But they were talking about. I was reading some of the comments, and it was like, oh, it's possible to do this and that. They didn't have the equipment we had, but people failed to consider, that they had better quality of food, better quality of water, better air quality. Everything was much more natural. You weren't distracted with all of this stuff. If you really wanted to do this, you could focus in on it. I'll just play the
Physiques we can be 100% certain are natural. Testosterone was first synthesized in 1935. This is a very important year for bodybuilding because after this point it becomes impossible to definitively prove someone's natty status. But luckily for us, bodybuilders were already doing their thing before the 1930s, and we actually have photographs of these guys. Honestly, if these physiques don't get you excited about the potential of natural bodybuilding, I don't know what will. I think these guys look amazing, and it's even more impressive once you think about how basic their equipment must have been. Nowadays, pretty much everyone has access to way more information about programming and nutrition, and your average gym will have equipment that these guys couldn't even imagine. I'm going to be doing more videos on these pre-steroid era bodybuilders, so if that sounds interesting, you can subscribe to this channel to stay up to date. And
well, you saw it yourself. This was people bodybuilding without steroids, and Esau. Ever since he's come into his full power, all he's done is just destroy everything. I mean, the the food is nowhere near the quality it was back then. Now you got Dunkin' Donuts, all these pastries and all these white flours. A lot of the food has got starch, white flour, white sugar. It's just pure trash. And I saw something about these e-cigarettes, and a lot of them they're made in these little disposable plastic things, and you got to think how you know. Let's see if I can get e-cigarette waste, because a lot of this stuff they're just the first type of waste that vaping products contain is plastic waste. Many popular e-cigarettes are pod-based devices with single-use plastic cartridges, just like coffee capsules were over the past decade. The vape industry could soon be the next environmental crisis in terms of plastic pollution. Yo, ESO is just a whole bunch of waste, man. I saw one post, I think it was on TikTok, where this person had like drawers and drawers full of like this disposable vapes. All of this, yo, like Esau is just an idiot. It'd be better if we just smoked a cigarette. And it says exposure to e-liquid with or without nicotine resulted in a marked decrease in circulating testosterone levels by 50 and 30% respectively, because of a decrease in a messenger RNA, mRNA. And anyone who was watching videos on the juice, you know about mRNA. Is these messenger cells in your DNA, where Esau just loves playing with people's genes. Expression of two key steroidogenous enzymes, cytochrome P450 SCC and 17 hydro hydro hydroxysteroid. Whoa, that's a lot of big words, man. Use of e-cigarettes associated with lower sperm counts. What? So why the hell is this? How can this be a righteous society if you can go and buy something that they're proven through studies has these effects on a man's endocrine system, which is basically the whole system that governs your testosterone production, and E, when he first came out with cigarettes, he knew it was wicked, and what he did was he got these doctors to sign off and say it was okay. And this is second Esdras 14:7. For look, how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. And we know sin is as death. The world grew to die because of sin. Sin was introduced into the world, or death was introduced into the world because of sin. So it's like the more this man sins, the more death he creates, and the weaker, the weaker the world becomes. For the time is fled far away, and leasing is hard at hand. For now hasteth the vision to come, which thou hast seen. Then answered I before thee, and said, Behold, Lord, I will go as thou commanded me, and reprove the people which are present. But they that shall be born afterward, who shall admonish them? Thus the world is set in darkness, and they that dwell therein are without light. Because these people, you cannot reason with them. I was in a McDonald's the other day. I don't even want to talk about what I was in there. I don't really eat McDonald's like that, but like every like 6 months or something, I might go in and get a burger. And I was in there, and there was this kid. He couldn't have been no more than 14. And the legal age here is 16, and he was sitting there vaping in a McDonald's. Now you're not allowed to smoke indoors. So you got this kid just smoking indoors. I'm like, yo, what you? To be honest with you, I actually flicked the e-cigarette out of his hand, which I shouldn't have done. But he shouldn't have been smoking in there. You can't even reason with these kids. Why are you smoking, knowing full well that other people might not want to breathe your stuff? And I said, why are you breathing in there? And everybody kind of looked at me like, I was right. And even then, it's like he just picked it up and started smoking again. I just thought to myself, you know what? Because I'm gonna end up beating the hell out of this Edomite. Yo, these people are wicked. And I was looking at this, and it says, you're not the man your father was, Forbes. Let me just read a little bit of this. According to a recent report from JAMA, testosterone therapy among American men is on a rise. Is that TRT? I think it is testosterone therapy. Yeah, I think it's TRT or something like that. From 2010 to 2013, prescriptions more than doubled, which researchers partially attribute to ubiquitous drug marketing campaigns urging older men to boost low T levels. Is that plus the fact that it's getting lower? The swell of interest reflects a genuine physiological shift across the population. Men today have less testosterone compared to men of the same age a generation ago. Asking why requires untangling a complex web of social, environmental, and behavioral factors that are dismantling age old ideas about masculinity and triggering real anxiety over changing gender roles. This porn ain't helping. This vaping ain't helping. The food ain't helping. The stress ain't helping, because people don't realize stress actually like helps to lower testosterone. You know, all of this stuff is not helping. This is the society that Esau Edom has built. Studies show that men's testosterone levels have been declining for decades. The most prominent 2007 study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism revealed a substantial drop in US men's testosterone levels since the 1980s, with average levels declining by about 1% per year. This means, for example, that a 60-year-old man in 2004 had testosterone levels 17% lower than those of a 60-year-old in 1987. Another study of Danish men produced similar findings, with double-digit declines among men born in the 1960s compared to those born in the 1920s. And it shows you that the world is getting weaker in age because of sin. Because this man just keeps sinning, he just keeps destroying the world, and it just is gonna get worse and worse. So, and the funny thing is, you can do an XY chart and you can show that people are living longer, but they're weaker as well. So you're not gonna have the same level of quality of life as a say a 60 or 17-year-old from 100 years ago. Because even when you read the scriptures, you look at Methuselah, Noah, these people lived hundreds of years, and they were probably stronger than some of these people in their 60s. you know Probably stronger than some of us in our 30s and 20s. So it just shows you how weak this world has become, and in no part is Esau Edom needs to be taken out of it needs to be taken out of power. This is Matthew 13:12. For whosoever have, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever have not, from him shall be taken away even that he have. So Esau really is really ruling on borrowed time. He doesn't really have anything, and the Lord's gonna take everything from him. The elect, the Lord's men. Physically, they don't have anything, but spiritually, they have more than Esau, Edom will ever have. And to them, they shall reap everything. Therefore, I speak to them in parables, because they see and not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. You can speak to these people the whole day about what Esau's doing, and these people don't even bat an eyelid. These people know the wickedness that the queen has done, will still clap for them. They still think this is the best system. And in them is fulfilled a prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, By hearing you shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing you shall see, and shall not perceive. Because these people can see what's going on in the world, and they can't perceive that is the end of Esau's kingdom, that this man is not a fit ruler. And if you question them about it, they'll sit there and they'll say, you know what, what's better, running around in mud huts and all of this stuff. And you know what, it would be better, because at least you could get up and have joy of your children and enjoy your life. In this society, you can't do either. For this people's hearts is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. And the Lord don't want to heal them, man. Even this other Jake I was talking to, he said, he basically said, by me knowing the scriptures, I'm condemning myself. And I gave him the elders videos, all of that. It's like, I see you a year later, you're still saying God, and I thought to myself, you did not watch any of the videos that I gave you. So then what's the point? Why take someone's number if you're not gonna call them? You know what I mean? Like, even the other day, he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll call you for something," and the guy ain't call me. But why even say that in the first place? If you're not gonna call someone, don't say you're gonna call them. These people is the scriptures even talk about letting your yes be yes, your yes be yes, and your nay. Let me get that. I don't want to butcher that. Cause people in this society, man, it's like you can't even trust a word that they say. But let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay, for whatsoever more than these cometh of evil. So if you talk to a man, and he says something and he doesn't follow up, at least attempt to follow up. Get far away from these people, man. I even had somebody say, he's gonna have a job for me. It's £200 a day. I'm phoning him, and he's ignoring my call. He's saying he's gonna phone me back. I don't even talk to somebody like that no more. You could at least pick up the phone and say, you know what, it fell through. I can't do that for you. These people is like, their word is not their bond. You can't trust these people. And the Lord talks about, people waxing gross, and that's part of it. And it's such a small thing, but it's like, men in today's society, they're not real men. You can't have a conversation with somebody and they admit their fault, and then they move on, or they done something wrong, and then even this other guy, sorry to go off in a tangent, even this other guy, I remember years ago, he said he had a job for me. So I said, okay, I'll give him my driver license, everything. He's like, oh yeah, yeah, call me. And I call him, and then he picks up, oh yeah, yeah, this, that, and I say, okay. Then I leave a little while, call him, and he's not picking up my phone. And the next time I see him, he's trying to say hello to me. I just looked at him, I just blanked him. Now he would say I was evil, even though you said you had a job, and you couldn't even pick up the phone and say, you know what, I can't give you that job, or whatever the case may be. You can't deal with people who don't do what they say. And this is Esau Edom, and as the judge and the ruler of the people, so are the people. So these people are in the same spirit as Esau. They just talk rubbish. They don't do anything that they say they're gonna do. They're untrustworthy, they're liars, and they're lovers of themselves. They're basically narcissists. Don't say you're gonna do something if you're not gonna do it. Ecclesiastes 9:18. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroyeth much good. Let me start 17. The words of wise men are heard in quiet, more than a cry of him that ruleth among fools. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroyeth much good. And now you look at this, you look at how people used to look before. You know, you look at the fact that men testosterone levels were a certain level. You know, and it's not just one sinner, even though it really is one family in Esau, Edom, and Amalek, just the Edomites. But there's a whole bunch of them. So you gotta think how much damage these people collectively are doing, man. Yo, the Lord gotta take these people out of rulership. This is Matthew 7:6, King James Version. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn again and rend you. And this is what Edom wants to do. The Lord has given the earth, to Esau, Edom. He's casted the pearl of the earth to Edom, and he's trampled the earth under his feet. And what he's trying to do is turn around, and rend the Most High, which is very stupid, and is not gonna work. All this technology building up their space, air force. It just shows you that Esau is really a beast. Because when you really look at these scriptures, and you analyze, and you compare, and you put certain things together precept by precept, you can see that the Lord just is basically telling you that Esau Edom is a beast. This is the spirit that he's in. You can't give anything sacred to Esau, because he'll destroy it. You create a car to run on water, to run on hemp. This guy will turn around, and he'll make it run on gasoline so that he can make money off it. Hey, there's nothing precious to him. You give him water, he'll bottle it up in plastic and sell it back to you. This man is a demon. This is Timothy 3. There's a New Living Translation. I prefer the King James Version for some reason. This also know that in the last days perilous times shall come. Excuse me. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection. See, saying I've got a job for you, and then you not doing that and not phoning it, that's without natural affection. Seeing somebody on the street, not saying hello, that's without natural affection. We should all I mean, even today I saw one of my neighbors, and I looked at him. He didn't even look. He's looking straight. Can't even say hello. So these people, man, they don't have any natural affection towards each other. Truce breakers, and Esau is the biggest truce breakers. False accusers, incontinent fears, despisers of those that are good. And when you bring out the scriptures to a lot of people, it hits them in their spirit, you know. Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. Because you talk to the average rate, they say they believe in God, but you don't want to keep the Sabbath. You celebrate Christmas, you celebrate your birthday. Yo, and these people, you can't be around them too long, man, because you start getting agitated in the spirit. For of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts. And this is the spirit that Esau in. Esau will come into your house, give your woman a home, give her benefits, and she turn around looking at you like, what have you done for me lately? Ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. So you can give somebody the links to the elders videos. You can try and tell them some of the scriptures so they can go and learn for themselves, and they'll read. They're never able to come to the truth. They're still calling the Most High God and all of this bullcrap. Now, as James and ooh, Janus and Jambres, somehow I feel like this is wrong. Withstood Moses, so do these also resist the truth. Men of corrupt minds reprobate concerning the faith. But they shall proceed no further, for their folly shall be manifest unto all men. Hang on, let me get this. This is kind of bugging me. James and Jambres. James and Jambres. James and Jambres are the names given to magicians mentioned in the book of Exodus. They will also claim that they converted to Judaism and that they left Egypt at the Exodus to accompany Moses and the Israelites. However, they perished on the way, either at the Red Sea or the destruction of the golden calf, or at the slaughter of Korah and his followers. I need to read up on that. Let's just finish up the scripture. But thou hast fully known my doctrine, manner of life, purpose, faith, long suffering, charity, patience, persecutions, afflictions which come unto me at Antioch, at Iconium, at Lystra, what persecutions I endured. But out of them all the Lord delivered me. Yea, and all that live godly in Yahweh Shai HaMashiach shall suffer persecution. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. And this is Esau. He really feel like he's about to do something to the Most High. He's deceiving everybody and he's deceiving himself. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned, and that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith, which is in Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. All scripture is given by inspiration of Yahweh and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness, that the man of Yahweh may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. And I'm gonna get this. I'll just read this last bit. For they seem to live carefree lives, free of suffering. Their bodies are strong and healthy, to a point, you know. They don't know what trouble as we do. They don't know trouble as we do. They're not plagued with problems as the rest of us are. They've got pearls of pride strung around their necks. They clothe their bodies with violence. And this is how Esau does. You know, he clothes his body with violence because he buys these clothes with the money that he bought, that he has from stealing from you and killing you. They have so much more than enough. Their eyes bulge because they are fat with possessions. They have more than their hearts could have ever imagined. There is nothing sacred and no one is safe. Vicious sarcasm drips from their lips. They bully and threaten to crush their enemies. They even mock Yahweh as if he were not above. Their arrogant tongues boast throughout the earth. They feel invincible. Even Yahweh's people turn and are carried away by them. They watch and listen, yet find no fault in them. Who will hear them say, how can the true God possibly know anyway? He's not even here. So how can the Most High have any knowledge of what happens here? Let me tell you what I know about the wicked. They are comfortable at rest while their wealth is growing and growing. Oh, let this not be me. It seems I have scrubbed my heart to keep it clean and washed my hands in innocence. And for what? Nothing. For all day long I am being punished, each day awakening to stern chastisement. Ooh-wee. Ooh, I can't. I don't even want the lesson to go on too long. I know this ain't the KGV. This must be the voice. What the? How many translations of the Bible they got? Yeah, I'm gonna leave off there, but yeah, that's pretty much the point, man. If the Lord lets Esau, stay in power any longer, boy, but people are gonna have the testosterone levels of little girls. Boys are gonna be girls, girls are gonna be boys. Everything's gonna turn upside down. They're gonna be making man robots. Everything's gonna be destroyed. The food is gonna be destroyed. You're gonna have plastic everywhere. Animals are gonna be jumping out of the ocean, and this man's talking about how he's gonna turn around with these geoclimates and cut down. He's not gonna do such thing, man. This man is a demon. He is a liar. Nothing he ever says he sticks to, man. And I can't wait for the Lord to come back because this man is not fit to rule. He's a complete demon, man. All praises to the Most High. And before I go, let's get one last scripture. Um, this is Mark 2:27 KJV. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house. See, this is what Esau has done. He's come into everyone's home and he's binded up the man so that the woman is just ripe, and then from the woman he can use her to get your kids, and he'd be having you vaping and losing your damn testosterone so he can just rule you, and you won't even have the drive to fight back. All praises to the Most High. Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elders and apostles of Jemus, who well shalom to the elect.